Hi, I posted a video last week in response to a question in one of the consulting groups on LinkedIn that I belong to, just about my perceptions of the work style and lifestyle of a consultant. And then somebody saw the video and responded asking for, they wanted to get into consulting, and they were asking for perspective on what should they learn, what should they know to be a really good consultant. And I was thinking about that, and while this is by no means an all-encompassing answer, there's two things that pop to mind to me that are worth all of us as consultants thinking about. First, I would advise pick it up for less than $7, reading this book right here, which is the Harvard Business Review on bringing your whole self to work. I stumbled into it in an airport bookstore almost 15 years ago now, and it completely transformed the way I ran my business life, which has had a tremendously positive impact on both my business and my personal life. What it's about is research-based from a variety of articles in the Harvard Business Review over the years about maximizing productivity for professional workers. And for me, as I suspect it might be for some of you, it was revolutionary in changing perspective about the way you need to work to get the most out of yourself, which is not the 60, 70, 80, 90-hour work weeks that seem to be the norm for management consultants of all types. So step number one, read this book, take it to heart. It's great stuff. The other thing that comes to mind is the principle of listening more than to talk as a consultant. In my experience, and I've been prone to this in my past without question, consultants are paid for their knowledge, for their perspective, and how do you share that with your words? And you're compelled to talk a lot. But I think it's significantly more valuable, and in my experience, it is significantly more valuable to listen more than you talk. A case in point, many of you might know Chart House Restaurants. They used to be a privately owned company when I consulted them a number of years ago, and I was in a meeting with a fellow consultant of mine and their CFO, and my partner consultant there was just going with analysis and perspective, and barely taking a breath. And the CFO leaned over to me and he whispers, he goes, can you make her stop? And I looked at him, I said, actually, I don't think so. And he said, yeah, I didn't think you could. And it didn't even stop her then when she realized the two of us were talking about her just going nonstop. And it wasn't a very productive meeting, to say the least. And that consultant, I never brought her back to that client again because she lost credibility there. And one of the best clients I've ever had, 15-year relationship with a CEO and his team that was extremely valuable, lucrative, and really fun. Somebody asked him once, he was telling us a story about why do you like working with Rob and my partner Rich at Inside Out Solutions so much? And he said, I told him one thing. He said, what they don't do is they don't talk at you all the time. Consultants are always yak. And those guys will actually listen and we can have a dialogue. So keep that in mind as well. You have a lot to offer, but it's just a question of making sure you listen, create a nice rhythm to the conversation with clients or prospective clients. And I think those two things, understanding the productivity impact of your work style and not getting caught in the trap of working nonstop as a consultant, and be patient with getting your perspective out there. Listen to your clients, your prospective clients, more than you talk. And those two things, I think, for me at least, have gone a long way to helping my consulting career and my consulting business do well for a long time now. So thanks a lot.